How's it going, everybody? It's Sunday afternoon. Halloween Kills opening weekend is almost in the books. That's right, it has come and gone. Does everybody remember 16 months ago? 16. Number of the car on my shirt. 16 months ago, everybody was just in a pissy mood, and the movie had been delayed, and we had to wait 16 months. Now, some of you haven't been around for that entire 16-month period, but a lot of you have. And it's been a journey. It's been a lot of fun. The journey is not over, and it in fact has just begun, or is continuing. I guess just begun isn't exactly right either. How's everybody feeling? It's a Sunday. I got a shit ton to do today, so this is probably only going to be about 40 minutes long. And we're just going to take everybody's questions. We're going to take as many questions as we can. And I thought we would go old school. Tommy B is somewhere on the road driving back to the U.S. I think he's almost home at this point. I don't know what Kieran is doing at the moment. Mikey Bish, I believe, is at the gym. I see him in the chat. And who knows where anybody else is. So I figured, why not move things back to how they were in the old days? Pop on here myself with an alcoholic beverage and just sit down and talk with all you guys. And, you know, I think it'd be very therapeutic if we just discuss the movie together as a community. Any questions anybody might have? I know everybody wants to speculate on ends. There's a ton of time to speculate on ends. Let's just talk about this movie. If you want to support the channel, that's the number one way to do it up there. Number two way to do it, send in a super chat. Goes a long way. But just clicking like, hitting the subscribe button, clicking that fucking annoying notification bell to be notified every time we go live. How's everybody feeling? Halloween Kills is in the books. I've seen it twice. I know one guy that's seen it 7 times. The public had access to the movie on Thursday. And the idea that someone has seen it 7 times since then is rather remarkable. So we'll take the next 40 minutes or so. And I'm going to answer as many fucking questions as I can. Within reason. This is full spoiler. Exactly like the thumbnail says. Spoiler warning. Full spoilers. By the way, how does everybody feel about the graphic on screen? Trying out a bit of a new look, and you'll see a little bit of that going forward. You're going to notice a lot of changes at the channel, actually, in the very near future. We're hoping to, not just the channel, but Fandom Empire in general. We're hoping to finalize some of those as early as tonight, maybe tomorrow. So stay tuned for all that. But right now, let's focus on Halloween Kills. It's in the books. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I felt about both of my viewings. And then we'll get to the chat. So I don't want to take too much time. This is your time, not mine. And let's get to it. So whenever you see a movie, and the element of surprise is gone, and you know the events that are going to unfold in front of you for the most part, and you've known them for 2 calendar years, it can be a bit tricky navigating how you feel about what you see on screen. That's not to say it's any less, tricky to figure out how you're feeling about a movie if you went in completely spoiler-free. But I will say this. My first viewing of the movie, I got to enjoy it with 13 people that have some association or another to do with Fandom Empire. Experiencing it with those people was fun. The 4.5 days or so that Tommy B was here was incredible. It felt great. Kieran, thank God he was able to get his results back and was able to join us. I was bummed that we weren't able to see it with a couple of our staff members, but that happens. All that said, I went into my first viewing and I was so excited. Didn't matter that I knew who was going to live and who was going to die and that the ending had changed. Yes, that is not the original ending that we get with the film. And we've been saying that for a while on our Patreon. Um, it didn't help that the theater that we seen the movie in, the audio was shit. Like just fucking plain terrible. Um, so that kind of took me out of it a little bit. I'm very picky with stuff like how good the visuals are and how good the audio is. And it felt like our theater was on about half volume. I'm not talking the audience volume, I'm talking the movie itself. So last night we had Kieran, myself, Tommy, Jade, and we had Ray, who you know from being on the channel from time to time, and his wife over to watch Halloween Kills. And just watched it in my own little home theater upstairs and cranked the volume. And I found that after my first viewing, the movie was very jarring. It was a lot at times, a lot to take in. Didn't help that I was running on fumes. I knew that I had liked parts of the movie, but was unsure of other parts. But all in all, it was a fun experience and a cool Halloween movie. Not the best, not the worst, but I felt very conflicted. I wasn't sure how to feel about the film. So I was really excited to see it a second time. And albeit not on a big screen, well, I mean, 65-inch TV is big enough, I think. We watched it. I think we took one break with about 25 minutes to go, and then finished it up. And it was fantastic. I enjoyed my second viewing of the movie thoroughly, much more than the first. And I do think that this is one of those movies where, and this works both ways. If you left your showing the first time and you thought, yeah, that's pretty good, but I have some issues and I'm very conflicted with how I feel, I think the more you watch this thing, the more you will start to like it. Or the more you will like it, not start to like it. And I think it's just because the film is very divisive. Like I said, it is jarring at times. It's a lot at times. I think it's one of those movies you need to see more than once. That said, if you went to see the movie the first time and you did not like it, it would not surprise me at all if you came out of your second and or third showings not liking it even more. It just feels like one of those films you need to see more than once. And yeah, so I'm not going to rank it yet because I think we're going to do that sometime this week. I can tell you Tuesday night on Fandom Empire Live, we are doing the top 10 moments from Halloween Kills. We're each going to have a list. We're going to come on here and we're each going to give our top 10 moments. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Now I just kind of want to go to the chat. I know that's pretty spoiler free, but I did enjoy it a lot more my second time. I don't know if I'll see it in the cinema again because there's no Dolby Theater playing it by me. If there was, I would go see it. I might have to look into some of them in Toronto. I think there's one or two in Toronto, but at the moment they're just not playing it. Hell, the Cineplex VIP cinemas aren't even playing this movie. By the way, let me pull up the number here. I like to own things. Some people like to say that this channel talks out of their ass sometimes. I don't think that's the case. I think we own when we're right and when we're wrong. And I can tell you right now, the weekend estimate for Halloween Kills is $50.4 million domestically. One moment, please. 50.4 million. domestically. I think that's excellent. I think that is, considering that it released on Peacock date and day, pardon me. I think that 50.4 million, and considering we're coming out of a pandemic, still technically in it, still restrictions. Although I guess they just lifted in Canada, so I'm guessing they were lifted in the States a while ago. Intel says he tried to find it on an IMAX screen and couldn't find it anywhere. I don't know if you caught it, Intel. We said last week or the week before. I don't think it was this past week because this past week's been insane. But the week before, we were told that Halloween Kills is playing on less than 5% of the IMAX screens on the planet. Less than 5%. Ryan Turk said he counted 31 kills in the film. I think there's more. There is absolutely more, but the question is Ryan talking about the on-screen kills? Is he talking about just Michael's kills, or is he talking about all the kills in the film? Jade counted 36 last night. I believe it was 36, she said. I'm pretty sure it's 41. I'm pretty sure the number is 41. But again, there's some assuming that takes place there. There's also a lot that was cut from this movie. Now, we know officially we're getting an extended cut of the movie with the Blu-ray release, which is cool. I don't know how extended it will be. I know some have suggested it's just the ending that's different. And I mean, I know what that ending is. And I don't like the last shot you see in that ending. There's a lot of kills in this movie, needless to say. If you submitted a question earlier, please feel free to submit that question again right now. We're going to go for about 25, 30 minutes here, and then I have to head out to a meeting that's quite important, Fandom Empire related. But how's everybody feel about the film? What are your favorite parts? What did you like? What did you not like? What questions do you have? Now's the time to send those in. The Lost Relic says, I was expecting more of a thrill ride, but it felt more in lines with the original, which is not a bad thing at all. I think when you look at the flashback, which, by the way, was fairly heavily edited, they trimmed a lot in this movie. The whole beginning portion of the flashback has changed and actually taken out, to be honest. The flashback doesn't originally start with Hawkins chasing Michael. You get to that point, but that's not how it originally started. So I wonder if they will add that back into the film. And I'm not talking just from the script itself either. The movie feels like Halloween 1 at times. It feels like Halloween 2 at times. Hell, it feels like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 at times. I would, dare I say, I don't know if we've ever gotten a Halloween movie that's exactly like this one. This is a very different Halloween movie. That's what Ray said to me as he was leaving last night. He said, you were right. This is a very different Halloween movie, and it takes some time to comprehend it. I'm not talking about talking yourself into liking the movie or talking yourself into not liking the movie. Those things happen. Absolutely. That's a common trend in fandom. I'm talking about your natural feelings towards something and how they can change. Let's see. Solid Saturn says he plans to see it once more. Figured you'd see it more than that, man. I did see you raving about it and that you liked it. And I don't know if I know a person that was more excited for this film than you were. And I'm thoroughly glad you liked it on the level that you did. David Gordon Green said kills is chaos, and he delivered in every way. I think that's a good way to describe the film. Chaos seems accurate. Brooks says he has seen it twice in theaters and will probably see it once more on Halloween night. I believe we're watching it on the channel Halloween night. So stay tuned for that one. I just can't remember if that's Patreon only or not. I'm going to have to look at my notes, which I don't have on me right now. Max says the acting was corny. Score didn't match up with the right moments of the movie. Slow motion kills were dumb. Okay, so let me tackle some of that because it's all subjective. And if that's the way you feel, you're completely entitled to feel that way. I don't think the acting was corny at all. Do I think the dialogue was horrific at times? Yeah. Yeah, there was some questionable dialogue in there for sure. And without beating it over the head, I think we all know what some of that dialogue was. But I was told really early on, you're not going to get like a super badass Tommy Doyle. If anybody remembers Tommy Doyle from the original movie, although he was a kid, he had this almost like annoying whininess about him. And some people say all kids are that way, but and so for a long time, I've known that's similar to how Tommy would be depicted. His intentions were good, but he also kind of had that sort of annoying vibe to him. And it isn't because Anthony Michael Hall can't act. Throw that one out the window. The people that are saying Anthony Michael Hall can't act, I don't know what to tell you. The character was intentionally designed to be that way. Whether you like that choice or not is completely up to you. I do know several of the actors have said that they love that David Gordon Green will allow them to change the phrases and change wording of things on the set, and they don't have to say it word for word. And I think in this movie, that became a problem at times. The score during time or at times didn't match up. Kieran pointed out last night that they randomly start playing this music when Cameron's on the phone with Lonnie, and you see the ambulance in the background taking Hawkins. There was no need for music there, but I got to be honest, the score in this movie I thought was incredible. Fucking loved it. Loved the new tunes. I guess I'm blocking. Can't see it, but cannot wait to. I don't actually have a vinyl player yet, but cannot wait to play this. I got the OG one up on by OG. I mean the 2018 normal one too. But I was able to snag one of the special. I don't even know what it's called, but special edition ones from Sacred Bone Records, which is nice. I'll have to change the angle of that though, since I'm standing right in front of it. I like the score. I like the score a lot. I can't wait to go back and listen to the whole score, to be honest. Is it just me, or were there more off-screen kills in this movie than people thought? It doesn't show Michael killing all the firefighters. Same with the ending of the mob. I don't know if any of the firefighter stuff was cut or just left off, but I can tell you 110% that some of the mob shit was cut. 110%. There was a good chunk of the mob stuff towards the end that was cut. It was always meant to be done in a slow motion. Like when you're reading the script, it actually tells you in the script that's how they're going to do it, which I was always kind of iffy on anyways. I thought you could start at slow motion and then maybe speed it up and wrap up the intensity a bit more. To me, you got to take all the firefighters that you see Michael staring at before he starts killing the ones that are outside. And to me, you got to take everybody other than Karen that was in that mob and count them all as deaths. Because Michael clearly gets away at the end and clearly left no firefighters living. So if you freeze frame it and count the number of people in the mob there, and yeah, maybe some of the mob walked off, but that doesn't appear to be the case. So count the people in the mob, count the people in the firefighters, and that's a shit ton of bodies right there. But I do think there would have been a more effective way to doing the mob. The problem with it is if you're shooting it from a wide angle, it becomes hard to believe that many people wouldn't have been able to kill Michael Myers. So I think they felt the need to shoot it in a certain way. But then again, like, he's not just a man. You know, we've said it on our Patreon for months, more than a year now, actually, that Michael Myers, whether he already was or not, remains, up for debate. Michael Myers is not just a man. They make that crystal clear in this movie. And I really do believe anybody clinging to the he's just a guy in a mask thing wasn't paying attention to the movie. I don't think that's subjective at all. I know for a fact it's not. And now after seeing the movie, the shot, which was a little different in the trailer or in the one TV spot of Kid Michael, was not of a flashback, but rather what Karen sees in the current timeline, which is another supernatural element. Supernatural elements are absolutely at play now. I know the way they pitched 2018 was he was just a guy in a mask, etc., similar to the main Halloween, the first Halloween. That's not the case anymore. That has shipped. Modern Scripts Production says the weekend box office numbers are really good. Yeah, I predicted 35 to 45 million. Looks like it hit 50. International, it did not debut nearly as good as 2018 did. The numbers are quite different over there. It looks like it's projected to do 5.5 million internationally. And I'm trying to remember what 2018 did opening weekend internationally, but I think it was a little more than 3 times that. So, but hey, look at everything going on. Look at the Peacock thing. This movie will make less money next weekend and less the weekend after. But when it's all said and done, 55 is decent. I think if 55 worldwide, that is. I think if this movie ends up making half of what Halloween 2018 did, if it gets to 125, $127 million range, that's cool. So yeah. The Rotten Tomato score isn't what? I know it's been bad. I haven't checked it in a few days, so I'm just pulling it up now. It's at a horrific 39%. Do you remember all those content creators saying that the Rotten Tomato score was just because it was shown over in Italy first, and that when it came over to North America, it would skyrocket? I was always very unsure of that because, to be honest, while they marketed this movie for the average going moviegoer, the movie itself, if you couldn't tell, other than some of the callbacks to catch you up in the story, is meant for diehard Halloween fans and not the average moviegoer. The pacing of the movie is not very good at all, in my opinion. I think that's the one area it really suffers in. And I think they're reviewing this movie fairly. Hell, even the audience score isn't that impressive, guys. It's 72%. You'll have a good idea what the reception of this movie really is when next weekend's box office numbers come out. It's normal for a movie to drop, 30%, sometimes upwards of 40% on weekend number 2. But if it drops 70 or 75%, I think that's going to be pretty telling. All in all, though, the box office numbers, all things considered, I think they're great, and they're far better than I would have ever considered, given the circumstances. I don't know why people are so conflicted with something as slight as an opening sequence, but again, opinions. I don't know if I know exactly what you're referring to, Liam. Can you maybe throw that into the chat and be a bit more specific? If we're talking the flashback, I thought the flashback was fantastic. I thought it was great. It was wonderfully done. I just wish they would have kept it all in. I don't know if they thought maybe it'd be too lengthy before actually getting to the intro credits. But I thought it was good. I thought it was quite good. Let's see. Rotten Tomato score is expected of a slasher. Maybe some of the older ones, but there are some slashers with some decent Rotten Tomato scores out there for sure. I'm gonna play some music under my voice here and take a moment to have a drink. The Boy of Horror, I agree. The second time watching Kills in theater, I liked it a lot more. I was fortunate to see Kills in XD Cinemark. Liam, the corny lines are just like Loomis lines. Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. It's not delivered necessarily the best, but yeah. Solid can't think of anything he doesn't like. Why am I not surprised? What was the motivation for having Laurie Strode in the shape sharing 0 screen time? You know, Webbs, by the way, I absolutely love your display picture. I think that they marketed this movie very unfairly. You've seen Jamie Lee Curtis all over the marketing of this movie. And when it came time for the movie itself, much like Halloween 2, she's not the main character and she's not the center of attention, doesn't have a tremendous amount of screen time. Hell, when you think about it, Michael Myers is heavily in the first third and the final third, but in the middle third of the movie, he's not there a whole lot. So, I'm okay with it. I really am. I personally think they should have done away with Laurie. That's just me. I know that gets a lot of hate. I'm just kind of over Jamie Lee Curtis. That's not to take away what she's done, but I think the attention, like for me, if Halloween Ends would have been the focus of, say, Hawkins, Lindsay, and Allison, I would have been so on board with that. And by the way, they changed a little bit of the Hawkins stuff as well from the script and the test screening. So, Sean, was one of the changes to the movie the mob scene. I didn't like the slow-mo and how it was sloppily edited. Yeah, the mob scene got touched up. Look, one of the things this movie suffers from, in my opinion, again, this is subjective, is there is anybody who thought that this movie just sat on the shelf for the last year and they did nothing with it is incorrect. They tinkered with this movie a ton, and I think at times it shows they tinkered with the movie too much. And yet I find myself sitting here going, you know what? I've watched it twice now. I quite like it. I honestly do. It's not my favorite, though. I really like the feeling of unkillable Michael, but the way the mob missed every opportunity to finish him off felt very unrealistic. I don't know. Did they miss every opportunity, or did they, in theory, if he would have been a man, kill him? Look at how many times he gets shot and he gets beat to shit. I think for all intents of purposes, or intended purposes, pardon me, he was left for dead. Maybe they could have finished the job better, but I'm not sure anything they would have done to him in that street other than cutting his head off would have killed him. As we see, he is a supernatural being. And there are other elements of supernatural at play. Until Wild says he likes 2018 better than Kills. I know a few people that feel that way too. I know when I asked Ray and his wife at the end of the screening how they felt between that and 2018, they weren't really sure. And then Ray said, you know, it really feels like you're supposed to watch 2018 and then watch Halloween Kills right after, almost as if they're one long 3.5 hour movie. And I actually liked that take. I like it a lot because I think it makes a lot of sense. I think I like Kills just a little bit better than 2018. I don't like either one of them as much as Halloween 4. I think, you know, the original is still probably better than both. But after that, it's sort of a toss-up between 2018 Kills and Halloween 2 for me. Very, very conflicted in regards to that. We're going to go for about 10 more minutes here, guys. So get those questions in. Again, if you want to, please hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and hit that like button, people. It helps us out a lot. If you want to support the channel, you can do so at Patreon. That link up there, patreon.com/Fandom Empire. I will put it in the chat right now. There it is. And you can follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at Fandom Empire Now. Brent Madison says, a movie you should see right after watching 2018 makes even more sense planning on watching again. I think the next time I watch it, I will try to find some time to carve out to literally watch 2018, even though I just watched it, I guess, a week ago. I would like to watch them back to back because I do think they're meant to be seen that way. Wayne Gaki says, I like Kills, but Halloween Ends better concentrate more on storytelling, calm down on the gore and the body count. I can assure you that they are absolutely focusing more on storytelling and calming down on all the intensity that was in this film, really, in terms of the kills. However, there are some issues right now with Halloween Ends behind the scenes. We'll get into some of that over on Patreon. So be on the lookout for that. Hopefully, though, everything still goes off without a problem and that Halloween Ends will begin filming in Georgia in January. Absolutely, Linton. Totally agree. Yeah, I think they put them down, Liam. I totally agree. I think they thought Michael was dead. They thought wrong. Or did they? The Evil Dies Tonight was so annoying. You know, I thought so in my first screening, but then again, I think I was just looking for it because of what everybody was saying on social media. As someone who's read the script and it is in there, I think that's another reason I was looking for it. Hardly noticed it at all in my second viewing. Honestly, it didn't bother me. And if you've ever been like a part of a protest or by a protest, they usually have some, weird catchphrase that they're shouting that doesn't necessarily sound the greatest. The only time I thought Evil Dies Tonight was really unnecessary is Tommy's going to run after him, and then he stops at like the exit of the corridor at the hallway and leans back over and like pumps his fist. He's like, Evil Dies Tonight, and then runs back off. I thought that was lame and corny, but also if you think back to the kid in Halloween 1, I could totally see that kid doing that. I like how the Myers house was the focal point of Halloween Kills. It absolutely was, in the flashback and in the current time. By the way, I just want to get this out here now. I'm probably going to get a bunch of hate for this. I had no issue with Little John and Big John whatsoever. In fact, I found them, I liked them better than Julian in Halloween 2018 by a country mile. I found those two to be very believable because I know a couple like that. Maybe not that over the top, but close to it. And Julian had no fear of Michael Myers whatsoever in 2018. I thought it was noticeable. So I didn't mind them at all. And to be honest, I think they're in 3 scenes? They get 2 scenes where they're alive. And then the one we see the aftermath of what had happened and how Michael had placed the bodies. And I saw someone saying, I forget where, that Michael placing the bodies the way they are in the picture and positioning the bodies on the playground is just so cheesy or whatever. I just like, have you seen Halloween movies? This is what Michael does. It's his art, if you will. He's always fucked around with the body. The first Halloween movie with Annie and the tombstone. I think it's natural, and I liked it, and it's creepy. And I like the idea that he was fucking around with the kids, played in hide and seek almost. David, I've seen it twice already and picked up on some things I missed on the first watch. Loved it. Can't wait to see how it ends. We'll tie up the loose ends from Kills. Well, let's hope it does tie up loose ends, because God knows when a trilogy ends, sometimes those loose ends don't get tied up. I liked it more on the second watch. Pardon me, I said that wrong. Our boy Mikey Bish. I liked it more on the second, which kind of shocked me. Me too, man. I thought there was a chance that for a lot of people on the second watch, they would either like it more or dislike it more. I didn't think that would be the way I felt about it, though. I just thought maybe things would become a little more clear to me and I would get things a bit more. But I found myself like really just ingrained in my second watch, and it was just an awesome time. How do I feel about the soundtrack? I thought the music overall was good, but the mixing sounded lower and less overt. I wonder then if it's a mixing issue with the movie and not my theater. We had the TV blaring last night, so it was quite loud. I thoroughly love the score. I don't know how I feel about the main title theme with the vocals. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the main title theme. One, it felt a little short, and two, I don't know. It felt weird a bit, but all in all, I think the soundtrack's great. I really enjoyed it. Oh, it's just skipped on me, guys. 1 second. I'm gonna backtrack here and try to find where I was. Nerd Report says, watch it twice, liked it less the second time. That's bound to happen. I do think that the one thing I'm confident about is if you watch it twice, you're probably not going to feel the exact same way. You're going to feel either more to one side or more to the other. There might be some people that view it similarly, but I think all in all, you're going to feel a little bit different. The score itself is incredible, but it was misplaced a bit at certain spots of the film. In my opinion, Kieran said the same thing, man. I thought there was 2 spots in the film it was misplaced where it really stood out. But when Michael breaks Cameron's neck and kills him and is walking down the stairs, I did not think that was one of them. I love the musical point that it hits then. I really have no complaints over the score, but placement, I can see that being an issue. And just remember, the placement of the score is not a John Carpenter problem. That's a David Gordon Green and the editing team's problem. Intel Wild said 65 million on the opening. I think it probably would have got close to that if it wasn't on Peacock, man. But it most certainly wasn't going to fucking touch Venom. I can't believe the people out there that were raw. It can take on Venom. Venom did almost twice what Halloween Kills did. Keep that in mind. Candyman did 80 million. Halloween Kills will do 100 plus. I think that's accurate, Mike. I think Halloween Kills is probably going to top out around 110, 120. And all things considered, it's not as much money as it could have made if there wasn't a pandemic and we didn't go through a delay. But it was something for sure. Aaron says he's going to help those numbers. He's going to go see it in theaters between now and Wednesday. That's awesome, man. Watched it twice back to back. All I can say is, whoa, this Michael Myers. This is the Michael Myers I don't know where you're going with that, Tracy. Maybe you followed that up a little later. I liked Michael, though. Michael was very pissed off, obviously. Almost like he had enough. I seen a meme. We put it out on Twitter. And it was, let me see if I can find it here. I'll try to load it in, guys. It may not work. One moment here. You guys have probably already seen this meme, so apologies if this feels a little redundant. And I'll answer a few more questions before we wrap up as well. Let's see here. Oops. All right, so I seen this meme and I basically died because I think it has certain truths to it, and I thought it was a fun time. Let's see, where is it here? Watch, it's not going to let me upload it properly. Oh, it did. There we go. I liked this one. This was good. I like it. I like it a lot. Put it up there for another second. Evil dies tonight. And Michael's like, yeah, well, I took that personally. Because it really did feel like it in the movie. It's almost like he said, fuck Haddonfield. Dean says he's happy with how it's performing so far. As a matter of fact, I'm going to see it in Dolby Cinema tonight for my final theater viewing. I'm going to have to see if I can track down one where it doesn't require me to drive 5 hours to, because I won't do that. But yeah. Jay Beach says it was okay. The movie as a whole, yeah, it's fine. What did I think of the actor playing young Hawkins? I kept picturing the kid from Project X, but I still thought the flashback was absolutely amazing. That is one hell of a pull. I thought the actor playing Hawkins was very good, and I thoroughly enjoyed the flashback. I think it's the best part of the movie, in my opinion. I wish they didn't edit too much. They did, though. Strange how the mob were able to take Myers down, albeit temporarily, but the firefighters were polished off so quickly. Yeah, that's a problem. It definitely, I think we talked about it on our spoiler review on Thursday night, that you got to suspend your belief a bit to think that a team of firefighters with the equipment that they have were unable to take Michael down. But a mob group of 25 or so people were able to take Michael down. So I see where. What am I drinking, by the way? Good old Ryan Coke, classic drink. Crown Royal and Coke. Crown and Coke. In the 2018 film, they played it off as very few people knew or thought about the events. 28 was a big deal. Here, the entire town is upset. I'm going to disagree with you on that one, and here's why. There are people in the bar, even though that they meet up at that bar regularly. It's not like this was a one-time reunion. It sounds like they do it each and every Halloween. Some of them had no idea about the exact details of those events. The kids also had no idea about who Michael Myers even was. The people that are upset tonight, as in the night of the film, are the people are upset because of what happened in the events of Halloween 2018 and what has happened at the beginning of Halloween Kills. Does that other stuff from the original Halloween play into it? Absolutely. But that is not what's pushing the crowd. It's the events that are happening on this night and the idea that, oh, wait, this happened 40 years ago too, but this time it's worse. I think that's where things get out of hand. That's my opinion anyway. Let's see. Sorry, guys, we're running out of time here, so I want to get towards the end. He's a berserker. I like that one. He definitely took damage, though. Make no mistake about it. There's our Patreon link. Actors were terrible is my only dislike. I honestly, I don't know if the actors were terrible as much as some of the dialogue was terrible and maybe a little bit of the direction wasn't spot on. This is for Dr. Loomis part, though. I think it's supposed to be, I don't think we're supposed to laugh at that part. I don't believe that was their intention. But basically everybody in my theater laughed at that part, and we laughed again last night. Poor Marion. Done again. Brad says, hey, Sean, hope you're having a good week, and thanks for doing these streams and videos. Yeah, you're going to notice a lot of pre-produced videos over the next couple of weeks because there's a lot to do. The Batman's out. We have a pre-produced video on that. We'll also be talking a little bit about it on a live stream, the trailer, that is. We have a lot coming. I just want to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for allowing not just myself, but everybody else on the channel to have an outlet, because without an audience, it's basically us just talking amongst each other, which is, hey, if you're one of those YouTube channels who only has 5 or 6 people tune in, you should not take that bad at all. We were there once upon a time on a podcast network. Just enjoy what you do. If you enjoy it, that's what matters at the end of the day. Enjoy what you do and love it. And Fandom Empire is going nowhere. And the Patreon program is full steam ahead. I know look, we live in a day and age where it's hard to come across money, but that is really our number one focus right now is Patreon. We're going to keep doing the Fandom Empire Live weekly show. But you'll notice a little, the quality of our streams is going to pick up. You're going to notice new graphics. You're going to notice new transitions. But the amount that we're on public YouTube is going to lessen. However, with that will come more pre-produced videos, and we hope you guys will enjoy that too. Just whether you've supported the channel financially or you just tune in and spread the word, it really means the world. And I thank you for the outlet. Sean, can you give us a hint as to what the behind-the-scenes problems are going on with Halloween Ends? I cannot, sir. Not on here anyways. We're going to talk about it on Patreon. All I will say, actually, I'll tell you this. This is what I'll give you. Too many chefs in the kitchen. I'm sure you've heard that saying before, and it's absolutely a problem. Does that mean, oh, no, it's not going to get filmed or anything? No, it's nothing like that. But certain direction and certain decisions that get made, they're very much still up in the air. Remember, this movie has not been filmed yet. Halloween Kills is definitely worth rewatching. I would agree with that. Tommy was my favorite character. Definitely thought he made some dumb decisions. Hey, some of the worst outcomes come from the best of intentions. And I think Tommy was that character in this one, for sure. Matthew K says Little John and Big John were amazing. I liked it. I really, really liked it. When Michael killed Big John and Little John and sat them up with the picture, I thought that was great. I thought it was very Michael Myers. I thought it was very old school Michael Myers. And I enjoy. He's sick and he's twisted. And that's kind of the point of Michael, right? So hang on here. I'm trying to get to a few more. Jamirez. I wonder if Jamirez is who I think it is. Maybe not. Venom was complete garbage. I have not seen the next Venom movie. I thought the first one was pretty good. If you're expecting an MCU movie, that might not be the best expectations to go in with. Expectation management, too, while seeing any new movie is important. But Venom made $90 million $90 million domestically opening weekend, which was mind-blowing, really, when you think about it. Absolutely mind-blowing. I'm trying to find quickly here before we go off what Venom 2 is doing. Venom 2, by the way, much better on the tomato meter than Venom 1. I guess I'm not going to find the box office on Rotten Tomatoes, am I? Venom is at almost $300 million worldwide, and it's actually doing better domestically than internationally, although it has not opened in all international markets yet. It's doing very well. Very, very well. Again, that doesn't make it a good movie, though. Saw twice the theater opening weekend, and again waking up this morning. That's commitment. I like that. Hi, Sean. I saw Kills in the cinema on Saturday. That's awesome, Frank. Hope you enjoyed it, man. And if you didn't enjoy the movie, hopefully you enjoyed the experience of getting to see a new Halloween movie. Frank Rose says, despite all the odd written moments and characters, I still enjoyed it, especially if you watch both movies back to back. I feel like you can cut some from both films to make it one movie. There's an idea. Do the ultimate Halloween 2018 cut, since Kills takes place in 2018. I'd be cool with that. Totally. I think that is going to do it. I'll do one more. Who's going to get the last one? I'm not even going to look. Aaron, are you stepping over to Dave McRae's live stream after this? Didn't know Dave was going on. But I would point everybody in Dave's direction if they want to go check out more Halloween content. I will not be there. I spoke to Dave briefly last week, I think. I haven't even gotten a chance to watch most of Dave's stuff on it. I just haven't had time. Tommy was here, and there was more than just Halloween to do. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, big thank you. The journey is not over. We're in the midst of it. We still have Halloween Ends, and I think it's really important to remember that Fandom Empire is not just a Halloween channel. We're going to be covering Dune when it comes out. We're going to be catching up on the Bond film. We have Spider-Man No Way Home to come, Batman in March, all the Star Wars content coming, Scream's coming. We're going to be doing a lot with it. Halloween Ends, hopefully next year. Texas Chainsaw, which will be straight to Netflix. There's so much shit coming on this channel and some types of videos that we've never done before that we hope that you and everybody else enjoy. I just want to take a moment and say cheers. Thanks to everybody out there, whether you financially support the channel or you just watch. It's appreciated. Thank you. The Boogeyman's here, and he'll be back. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.